To get the best result, it's all about ambition, hard work, and doing the right things right. In 1982, two Dutch brothers invented an automatic way to time RC races. The system of the company, called AMB-IT, was quickly adopted by pro racing series like NASCAR and IndyCar. Automated timing for mass participation sport events was also invented in the Netherlands by Champion Chip in the early 90s, giving athletes a personal chip time of their performance. In 2008, the two companies joined forces and MYLAPS Sports Timing was born. We never stop innovating with state-of-the-art timing systems and digital services to enhance the event experience. With our X2 platform, we bring motorsports timing to a whole new level with two-way communication. Our event app and photo video create the ultimate event experience for athletes and fans with live data and personal content like photos and videos. SpeedHive provides a pro-level racing experience for amateur and club events by analyzing personal data. We capture performances of over 20 million racers and athletes every year and use live data to spark emotions. MYLAPS. Experience progress.
Three races remain in the MYLAPS Indy Elite Series. On December 15th, we'll crown a champion in Fontana, California after a season-long battle on tracks all over the country. On December 8th, the penultimate round heads to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin to the classic American superhighway of speed, Road America. Tonight, though, we head to an oval after our 17-turn excursion in Florida last week. The Sunflower State brings us another mile-and-a-half track that will guarantee high speeds. And while Dorothy might not be in Kansas anymore, the MYLAPS Indy Elite Series has just arrived. Welcome to the MYLAPS Sports Timing 225 and Sim TV, brought to you by MYLAPS and the Coca-Cola bottling plant of Kokomo, Indiana. And welcome to Kansas Speedway. High speeds, new pavement here at Kansas. It's going to make it really interesting to watch.
Yeah, I just realized that Kansas is called the Sunflower State. Didn't know that.
I had to look it up.
But yeah, here at Kansas should be a very interesting track, very high-speed track. We're seeing these guys in practice. I didn't see the speedometer go below 213 miles an hour, so it's a really fast oval with the IndyCar Series. And the fun fact, too, is that they never raced at this version at Kansas. They raced at the old version at Kansas until 2010 with the old IndyCar. So fairly unknown, but I'm sure these guys have had much practice with the IndyCars here at Kansas. Puts on some great racing.
We have 3 races left in the season. Here's a quick look at your point standings walking into tonight. Adam Blocker almost 2 races ahead of Henry Bennett, Ray Kingsbury, Brennan Lichtenberg, Andrew Kinsella. But again, Fontana, the final race of the season, is a Triple Crown event, and it is a double points race, Finian. So if that wasn't double points, Adam Blocker could have locked up the championship tonight, but he will not be able to do that. But what he can do is continue to extend or hold on to his lead. Henry Bennett, Ray Kingsbury, and the others behind him have a lot of work to do to catch Adam Blocker if they want to win this championship.
Yeah, and it's going to be pretty tough. If Blocker can expand that gap by 2 races worth at the end of Road America next week, which I think he should be able to do. He's been well everywhere on the circuit, both road and the oval side of things. So I think he should be able to lock it out there. He'll end up your champion race before the end of the season. So we'll see if he can keep up his pace tonight.
So qualifying is underway right now, although a lot of drivers have not yet laid down a time, or if they have laid down a time, they wasn't all the way up to speed. So we've got about half the field. Only 18 drivers of the 32 that are entered right now have actually put down any time. Right now, the only car on track is Stan Lee Enge in one of the Spark VR machines. And I'm a little bit surprised by this. You think maybe people are going to wait a little longer, or do you think they want to start at the back on purpose?
I think some guys are probably going to wait to qualify at the very end of qualifying, because there was 10 minutes on the board, so I think guys just maybe waiting for the track to potentially cool down. That's my guess. See Dan Lee Enge start his lap.
Now let's ride on board here for an entire lap again. 220 plus miles an hour, much faster than that in the draft. Then right down to that white line for qualifying, but you said earlier during practice, you told me, Finian, that we might see some multi-group action tonight.
Yeah, we'll see a little bit of it. I think a lot of guys are going to start to shift towards the top once the tires start to wear out, but definitely want to be in that bottom lane, more or less when you're by yourself, and trying to make up some time, especially in qualifying here.
Across the line for lap number 1, it's 25.160. I think the second lappers where drivers are really making up all their time. So through 1 and 2, I'm sure Dan Enge will drop or go up the order here just a little bit on his second lap. But right now, the best lap is Henry Bennett, a 24.743. If he wants to win the championship, he's going to have to start digging into that points lead, and that's a good way to do it by getting yourself pole position tonight. We'll see if he can hang on.
I think he's also going to have to hope, too, that his teammate Blocker runs into some trouble, because that's a very big gap. The way the points are right now is he's going to have to kind of hope that Blocker runs into some misfortune, not just finishes down the order.
Yeah, Dan Enge, 16th place at 24.931. No other cars on track right now, and I got to say I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen more drivers take some laps. So I think there's a lot of drivers like Brendan Lichtenberg sitting on pit lane. Seems like he's just kind of waiting to see how many drivers lay down in time to decide whether he's going to go out or not.
Yeah, well, again, these drivers don't have to go out. There's less than 30 of the cars, so you don't have to worry about making it into the show or not. But I think guys still waiting to go out last second in qualifying.
Let's take a look at our track conditions for tonight. Of course, we have about 3 minutes left in qualifying, although Christopher Demerit just got out on track, and so did a couple others. But here's a quick look at your track conditions. 113 on the pavement. That's a little bit warm tonight. We might see some cars skating around on older tires. I think on the fresh tires, though, it'll pretty much be flat to the floor around here.
Yeah, pretty much. Now you see Brendan Lichtenberg on the apron getting warmed up for his run. With 3 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Christopher Demerit is already on a run. His number 144. Remember the last time we were at a hot, slick 1.5 mile racetrack at Texas Speedway, he ran really, really well. Could have won that race. We'll see how he does tonight. First lap through. Actually, that was just his warm-up lap, so he'll be coming on through to start a time. Chad Simpson's also out on track, as is Ray Kingsbury, so it looks like a couple more Spark VR machines are making their attempts, although Kingsbury looks like he has stopped his car. And through turns 3 and 4, Demerit will rocket up the racetrack a little bit, more towards the wall than I would have expected. Now right down across the apron. Fair game here, 25.288. He's not going to be satisfied with that, so lap 2 it will be. And up onto the banking. And quite a lot of banking here, Finney. This is a high-banked racetrack. This is one of the faster ovals right now just because of how grippy this racetrack is after only getting repaved a couple of years ago. It's one of the fastest tracks that we've been to this season, I would go to say.
Yeah, and considering the scan, too, I believe it's from 2013, I want to say? 2012, 2013, so very new surface, and then the banking also will really make it very fast. And speaking of fast, Christopher Demerit up on top.
144 goes first quick. Chad Simpson goes third quick in the number 42 Spark VR car. And looks like we had another one. Brendan Lichtenberg jump to the top of the board there as he came across the line. So a few drivers knocking Henry Bennett off the top pedestal. Ray Kingsbury back out on track. Comes on through at 25.435. That was lap number 1. We'll see if he'll go for a second one. Looks like he will.
Yeah, Jonathan Gogo also just rolling out into the track. He's barely going to have enough time to put a lap down.
Onto the back straightaway now for Kingsbury. 223 miles an hour, 224 off into turn 3. Right along the bottom of the banking in 3 and 4 now. Across the line for lap number 2. He's got to beat a 24.712. It's going to be a 24.807, good enough for 9th. And Gok across the line to start a lap. Now, another thing we're going to keep an eye on tonight, Finian, is the setups. Now, take a look on this front wing. We talked about this back at Michigan a couple weeks ago. Right above the Spark in Spark VR, you're going to see that little wicker there, Finian. But some drivers, I did see at least the 55 of Marshall Stanley was running no wicker. That's that little black carbon fiber piece. Some drivers are running 2 stages of it. It looks like Jonathan Gokin, most of the field is running 1.
Goes by for his first lap.
23rd quick, 25.470. And he will get a full second lap. He will be the only other driver to lay down a lap. So we'll have 24 times out of 32 drivers qualified for tonight's MYLAPS Sports Timing 225. 150 laps tonight. Jonathan Goat crosses the line. Where will he be starting this evening? A 24.762. That's a good time. Good enough for 4th. And he will jump there, but he invalidated it somewhere.
No, it was right across the line if you want to go back quickly enough. As he came across the line, he clipped the grass.
Did he get it? And probably got a 1X right there at the end of the...
Right here, and just clips it.
Oh, that's got to hurt.
Yeah.
All right, let's grid him up, rack him up, stack him up, go racing for 150 laps tonight. And take a look down at Kansas Speedway. This race will be about an hour long from start to finish. This is not a long one. This will go pretty quick, I would imagine. Now, the other discussion is this place is fast. We're going to have 32 cars, all pretty much pack racing. How much danger is there?
A lot. For lack of a better word, there's a lot. Like you said, you're going to be pack racing at over 200 miles an hour with a lot of banking on this track. And definitely a lot of room for error for a lot of drivers.
So heading down onto pit road here, and we're going to wait for the field to get gridded up. Everyone's taking their sweet time, looks like. Couple more cars popping on the grid. Again, the MYLAPS Sports Timing 225. I want to thank our sponsors, MYLAPS, for coming on board sponsoring the whole series from start to finish, as well as the Coca-Cola bottling plant of Kokomo, Indiana. And I got a nice ice-cold Coke. And I hope you guys crack one open, too, for the 150 laps here tonight. It's going to be a good one. A little bit longer than 225 miles, more like 230. But I won't get particular about it. Everyone's taking their time getting themselves on the grid. I think maybe making some last-minute setup changes potentially.
That could be. I think some guys might be trying to adjust because once you get onto the track, you can't adjust it. So this is the last chance for them to tweak, maybe throw on a bit more wing, throw on a wicker.
And this will be really your only opportunity to do such things. You can obviously adjust things inside the car and tire pressures on pit lane, but big setup swings you can only take right now, and I think there are a lot of drivers that will take advantage of that. So Brendan Lichtenberg on pole, the number 10. He's a multi-time race winner this season. I think he's looking forward to trying to get another one here. And take a look at the points picture. He's 151 back. I don't think he's mathematically out of it, but it's really a long shot unless he wins every race from here on out and has block or have some bad luck.
He's very close to being mathematically out of it. He's essentially 30 races behind with that amount of points. So he's going to have to really turn it around. I think he might be, honestly, realistically a little bit too far out. I think really Bennett's got the best shot. You got to hit the blocker, and even then, that's a long shot, too.
Let's roll through our starting lineup here tonight on the front row. Brendan Lichtenberg got the pole late in the session. It is number 10. He starts first. Christopher Demare, the 144, ran strong at Texas earlier this year. He rolls off on the outside of the first row.
And moving on back to row number 2, Henry Bennett in the 007 will be starting in the inside lane in third, and outside him in fourth, Chad Simpson in the 42 from Texas.
Row number 3, Tony Schowen in the 31 has had all sorts of bad luck this season trying to turn it around from a 5th place starting position tonight. Matt Kingsbury in the 21 rolls off 6th.
Back in row number 4, Christopher in the 13 from Indiana will be starting the inside lane. And outside of him in 8th, the 77 of Frank Levick will be starting in 8th outside.
Row number 5 is going to be Ray Kingsbury in the 25 Spark VR machine. Liam Quinn in the 44 has had some strong runs lately. We'll see if he can improve on those tonight. We're already rolling through turns 3 and 4 to get this one started. Fitting a nice quick pace lap. Not a whole lot of time to warm up the tires. Not a whole lot of time to warm up the brakes. You're not going to need them a whole lot tonight.
Broken Arrow car is first and second, leading the field down to Graham. And then you can see a small string of Spark VR cars as well. Interestingly enough, not a lot of the Adrenaline guys up toward the front.
I don't see a whole lot of Sadie cars up inside the top 10 either, so they got some work to do. They've had some bad luck lately trying to turn it around. 150 laps, the MYLAPS Sports Timing 225. Green flag flies, and we're racing in Kansas. Into turn 3, Chad Simpson pulls ahead. Lichtenberg falls back to second. Christopher Demare now on the bottom of the racetrack. Teammates side by side for second.
And also Schowen in that red car in the mix, just trying to find a lane on through. Looks like he's going to be on the bottom lane. And some Spark VR car is going there. I believe that's Matt Kingsbury looking to the outside.
Tony Schowen, that's that red 31 on the bottom of the racetrack. Hasn't really had the season he probably deserves. He's one of the fastest drivers on these big speedways and just needs some luck tonight. He's rolled off 5th this evening. We'll see if he can improve on that. Right now he's dropped 1 spot to 6th. A couple cars getting really aggressive here early. Matt Kingsbury into 21 on the bottom of the racetrack. Look at him up to third through turns 1 and 2. What a great move there.
Yeah, in 2.5 laps, the broken air cars go from first to second to fourth and fifth. So they're kind of playing it easy so far, but Chad Simpson not wasting any time up in the front. Going to stay there at least for now. And we've seen these Spark VR cars work very well together up in the front of the field. I mentioned they're trying to do the same thing then.
Yeah, they're all packed up right now, Finney. There's a big risk. If you make any mistake here, it's going to catch 2, 3, maybe 10 cars in it. We saw that Michigan car around in turn 2. It's Tim Doyle spun out.
Whoa! And he did a great job saving it. Wow!
What a move there to hang on to that thing. Andreas Ike is also spun around in the 76. He's got some wing damage.
Man, Tim Doyle, that was a fantastic job keeping it off the inside wall.
I don't think he hit anything. He got awful close. He has a little bit of damage.
He has some damage, I think, from the contact he made, but that could have been significantly worse had he hit the wall. It would have race ending if he hit the wall.
But caution out here, lap number 4. Let's go back and take a look at how it started. And we'll look from up above to get a better view of all this. Oh, it was Ike and Tim Doyle that got together.
Yeah, he was just slow off the corner. Then watch this. Look at this.
That was beautiful car control.
Oh, that's probably one of the best saves I've ever seen in a race car.
Another look at it. So I think what happens is Doyle maybe slips up here a little bit in turn 2 and comes across the nose of Ike, and Ike was already in the throttle and just couldn't get around him, and got together. You see Ike kind of bunny hop over the wing. That was so graceful. He looked like he was...
Let's right on board.
That was amazing.
That's what I love about it, too.
Looks like he's dancing on ice. Look at how smooth that was. That was so cool.
Might have some suspension damage from the contact, but other than that car should be alright.
Here's what happened to Andreas Ike. Again, he was following, and the 11's going to power up and then slow up on exit, and that's where they get together and bunny hop over. Some more damage to the 76 than I think the 11 got. But both these cars should be able to continue without too much issue tonight. So pit lane is a busy place. Adam Blocker is down here, and I think Finney, he's just not going to be aggressive tonight. There's no need to throw yourself into controversy here. Be careful.
Yeah.
You have a huge points lead. Don't throw it away. I think he's going to be cautious tonight. I don't think he's going to be challenging for the win. I think he's just going to try to protect his points lead.
I think for him, really, the aim is just get a top 10 and call it a day. I think no reason to force the issue. If anything, you could force the issue a little bit more at Road America. That's really where the road course is really where you see guys get spread out. That's where you can kind of push and use your advantage if you have more pace. So without worrying about getting into an incident. So I think we'll see him do better there if we don't see him do anything tonight.
Yeah, so you mentioned Road America next week. It'll actually be 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
And that will be our last road course race of the season. We were at Sebring last week. We've got Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin 2 weeks from now on December 8th. Then we head to Fontana, California the following week to wrap up the end of the season. Chad Simpson, 4th to 1st in the first 4 laps. Finney, I like how this 42 looks. Henry Bennett, looking pretty good so far. Matt Kingsbury, though, this was one of the more aggressive drivers in an opening stint there. Jumped from 6th to 3rd and looked really good doing it. Was able to grab the bottom of the racetrack and just hook around it. I think we're going to see this 21 car be competitive tonight. And he has not had as good of a season as his brother, Ray. Sorry. So, yeah. I think Matt is going to have a good night tonight. Whereas Ray Kingsbury, he is in 9th after starting in 9th. So no progress yet for the 25 car. Joe Branch, number 28, he's got MYLAPS on board the side pod of that machine. Again, MYLAPS sponsoring this race, the Sports Timing 225. And got Coca-Cola. How many sounds can you have in one statement? I mean, come on, guys. Couldn't you live in, like, I don't know, Los Angeles or something? That's easier to say. At least it's not Circuit Gilles Villanueva.
There it is.
All right. So 7 laps in, we've had 1 caution so far to start the night. A couple lead changes so far. Well, I thought there was a couple lead changes. 1 officially recorded, I believe.
Actually, I think, well, technically no, because I don't think Lichtenberg led a lap.
So Simpson has led every lap so far.
There's 1 pass for the lead. I guess it doesn't really count as a lead change.
219 mile an hour average. That's fast. I mean, I think really the only track that we've seen faster than that this season is probably Michigan. And we didn't go to Indianapolis this season, but if they went to Indy, they would be a little faster there. But I think Fontana in a couple weeks we'll see just as fast. But this place is blindingly quick. You always think back to, I can't remember, was it Texas? Or no, there was
Texas
another.
was pretty fast,
There was another
too.
track. I was trying to remember what it was, where the drivers complained about the G-forces of it. I think it was Texas during the kart era.
Oh
I think is what
yeah,
it was.
that one, because they were going 200. They were going off into the corners at 240, which is faster than what they currently do at Indianapolis. So,
Right.
they're going through the corner with such speed. They were complaining about getting headaches,
Which
from
I
the
think is
deloads.
amazing, and we're getting close to maybe not top speeds that high, but the corner speeds are certainly pretty quick.
I think it's not so much the headaches I would worry about from the G-force, but definitely something goes wrong.
Well, it's the reaction time, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's
you're
gonna be
not going to be
disastrous.
faced with the physical effects of the speed around here, but your brain still has to do the calculations at the exact same speed that the real drivers had to do it. And again, last time Indy was actually in Kansas was 2010. You did a little research before, and they did not race on the new pavement, which offers a lot more grip than the old track did.
Yeah.
Field rolls out of turn number 4. The pace car is going to peel off. Lap number 9 will be the restart. Chad Simpson is in control. Everyone line his turn up at the top of the racetrack. Green flag back in the air, racing again in Kansas.
Wow, and I think Joshua Chin got an awful restart. There's a giant gap.
Whoa!
2 seconds
Joe
between
Branch.
the top of the field and the mid-pack.
Yeah, Joe Branch took that, and he's going to run with it. Got to the inside of Joshua Chin, and we'll drive around the bottom.
Yeah, so we got a top 7 breakaway for the lead. And got the second pack on back.
And for the lead, Henry Bennett rolling the outside of the racetrack. And as we were talking about Joshua Chin, he won last week at Sebring, his first win of the season. And actually put him over the edge of the most winningest driver in Indy Elite Series history, actually. Hasn't won a whole lot this season, but has won a lot in the past. Henry Bennett is trying to win tonight. He's going to go to the outside lane on the front straightaway, trying to bring Matt Kingsbury with them. They're going to run side pod to side pod down into turn 1.
And that gap now between the leaders and the rest of the field, now 2.2 seconds. So it's only growing as this run continues on. You can see visually everyone else.
Wow, they're offset like fighter jets down into turn 3. That's Ray Kingsbury in the 25 Spartan VR car on the bottom of Joe Branch trying to make his way forward. Joshua Chin, Joe Flanagan in the 53, and Flanagan was performing quite well at Michigan a couple weeks ago, got involved in a collision getting on the pit lane. So what does that orange and blue 53 have for anyone tonight?
Well, he's definitely being aggressive. I had a look down into turn 3 last time through, was trying to make a pass with to get to the front of this group. He's going to sit in behind Joe Branch, and Kingsbury now going to take charge, and Branch is going to come back at him.
And great racing here at the time, lap number 12. And Branch right along the bottom of the racetrack trying to build a run into turn 1. He's got a field of angry bees behind him trying to get on by up at the front. Getting real dicey once the top 3. Chad Simpson still has it, but Bennett looking strong on the outside. Now what will happen as the tires age fitting? Do you think that outside will be better or worse?
That's what's going to be significantly better. I think that's pretty much going to be the place to be. That's where I like to be when at this track when I'm racing here, is you go 3 wide for the lead. If anything, I would be Stouffer, or sorry, not Stouffer, probably Tony Shallen right now in the background, just kind of hanging out with the leaders.
Be a Spark VR sandwich here in a second. If Chad Simpson and Matt Kingsbury split, Henry Bennett looked like that was about to happen. Side by side into turn 3. Behind him, AJ Burton in the 67's off pace in the fence at the exit of turn 2.
He's going to be able to continue on, but got some massive damage to the right side of that car that he might need to fix before he can continue on.
Yeah, he was on the outside here, and I wonder... Oh, it was Jonathan Goke that slid up and got into him.
So, was that Goke?
Yeah, it was Goke in the purple Spark VR machine. So AJ Burton all the way in the back. He's going to be hoping for a yellow flag that he might get. The way that these guys are racing up front here. 3 wide again into turn 3 and 4, and they're going to line him up and do battle again on the front straight.
And notice, yeah, so Schau and Lichtenberg Demerit, they're just kind of running out that high lane. They're not really worried about battling for the lead because they see it kind of pointless for now. These guys, meanwhile, are still going at it.
Is there a tire advantage to running the top or the bottom? You see Kingsbury, elevator, high side to low side. Do you think they're wearing out your tires less or more running that outside group?
I think you're wearing it out less. I think that inside, like, trying to keep this car pinned down to that white line, you're going to be wearing out your tires significantly more. That's why we're seeing everyone else in this kind of pack is running the top side.
Through all of this, Chad Simpson has still led every single lap. No one's been able to wrestle it away from him just yet. But Henry Bennett's looking pretty racy.
Bennett with the run to the outside.
It's amazing because remember, this is an open setup series, so you can get advantages over your competitors by adjusting your setup, but it's amazing to me how close everyone is, especially at the front of the field.
And definitely that open setup gives you a lot more options than you would with a fixed setup. Pretty much the fixed set, it would wear the insides out at a significant rate, almost within a few laps everyone's up on top. You can see with the open setup, Simpson able to run the bottom for quite a while, and it doesn't be hurting him that much. But definitely over the course, the run's going to start to hurt him. You see Bennett trying to build up that outside run.
And where will the rubber get laid down? Of course, this race not super long, and about 55 minutes of racing remaining, but 150 laps in an Indy car. This race will feel short to the drivers, so I wonder if they'll be able to move around a whole lot by the end, or what the situation will be. Also, track conditions, will they change? It's dropped a little bit in temperature since we started. Seems like Bennett's not able to really pinch down the 42, and there's also a big danger in doing that as well.
These guys are giving each other just enough room to race competitively, not pinch each other too much, at least not yet. Still on lap 20 of 150.
Running on board with Frank Lundvik, fourth in the 77 machine, and drafting up. And remember back at Michigan, what the Spark VR teammates did. They all worked together, they got in a big line, and basically were protecting everyone, all their teammates from any attacking drivers. I wonder if they'll play a similar strategy today, or if we won't see quite as much because this track isn't quite as large.
So far, they seem to be playing nice. I think they're just kind of hanging out in this group, because again, there's only 7 cars in this small pack. There's not much of a reason to really fight, as long as you're staying up here.
Bennett's still working the outside groove. Christopher DeMeritt back into the mix here. Restarted on the outside of the front row in his 144.
I will say that Bennett looks like he's making more inroads the more he runs that top lane, and here you see, wow.
Look at the run. I've been saying this so far tonight, is Matt Kingsbury looks so good on corner entry, and he's just going to drive right around the 007.
Oh, and here comes Bennett, though, still not done yet. 3 wide again. That makes Kingsbury have to back out.
And he's going to get a really good run onto the straightaway this time. He might be able to just nudge the lead away, and he will. He'll lead a lap, does Henry Bennett.
Oh, we're not done yet. Kingsbury now going to make it 3 wide on the outside to turn 1. Bennett going to barely get the lead. Simpson might have to back out.
Oh, he's got it. Henry Bennett to the lead.
And Bennett goes down to defend. Kingsbury gets to the top lane open to himself. But not enough. Bennett's going to hold the lead for now.
And Matt Kingsbury drives up to second, but the 21 is moving forward right now. I don't know if he's maybe changed some weight jacker in that car to get a little bit more rotation, but what is happening right now is the 21 is now, I think, the quickest car on the racetrack. He's going to drive around the outside of Henry Bennett. Here comes DeMeritt. They're offset 1, 2, 3, 4 like the Blue Angels in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, DeMeritt is starting to build up a run to the outside. Couldn't get it done. There you see Levitt go to the inside of DeMeritt.
I want to peel away to look at more cars, but if I do that, we're going to miss something big at the front.
I don't think much is going on in that second pack. If anything, I think they're trying to single file out to catch the leaders.
Really, it's a 7-car breakaway. There's Joe Branch leading that second group.
They've not lost more time since the breakaway. They've actually kind of start to reel the leaders back in at a very slow rate.
Well, they're racing like this. They're going to probably be slowing themselves down versus getting in line and cooperating with each other, but I don't think anyone's in cooperation mode right now. AJ Burton has pulled his car off track. Looks like he's done for the night. Too much damage to continue. 3 wide again for the lead. 2 Spark VR cars on the outside of Henry Bennett in the 007. Remember, Bennett is chasing his teammate in the championship, Adam Blocker, in the number 74. Blocker's back in 25th, taking a conservative approach to this race. Bennett knows he can't do that. He has to be on the attack, and that's what he's doing tonight. I think the outside, it's slow going, but I do think it's a little bit better right now. And Kingsbury has been kind of chipping away at that lead ever so slightly. And look at the run he gets on corner exit, how much that car sucks up in the draft. Good jump to the outside groove down into turn 1 and pull dead even with him. And he's going to have a nice run down the back straight if he can hang on to this.
Simpson up, trying to defend from DeMeritt on that outside lane as Kingsbury's just going to hike ahead.
I think 3 and 4, the bottom's still a little bit better. And that's where Bennett's been able to hang on.
And you have to consider, too, that when you get to the front straightaway, it's also curved, so Bennett's going to have a slight advantage there.
Shorter way around versus the less corner, essentially. Chad Simpson winding his car up on the outside as well. Quickly jumping back to that second group. Getting a little bit racy back here. Ray Kingsbury, Joe Branch side by side. Joe Flanagan in the 53. Jonathan Goke Stouffer, and here's Simon Bryant in the number 22. And the Sadie Sim Autosport cars have not really had a great last couple weeks. David Adams in the 88 is running 12th, but other than that, their presence has not really been felt, ever really since Michigan. They've kind of dropped off, had a lot of bad luck recently.
Yeah, hopefully they can turn their luck around starting tonight. They're running pretty decent tonight, and hopefully it continues on. And one driver I'm a little bit surprised down the York. I guess he did come to the pits and I'm coming back. There's Adam Blocker back in 24th, so
yeah,
he's just kind of chilling out.
Yeah, I think he's just chilling out. I don't think there's any reason to be up here 3 wide for the lead when you got a championship to win, and crashing is only going to hurt you, so you might as well just hang out and kind of get positions as people drop out of the race. And I do think we will have a couple big accidents tonight. We've already seen a spin out of turn 2.
Well, that being said, I think with the restart, the way this played out...
Whoa! I don't know, Vinny. They're getting pretty racy up front.
Yeah, if they keep doing that might cause caution. But considering the field's pretty spread out into distinct groups at this point in time, I think the odds of caution are relatively low. But as you just saw, I think Disaster still has a chance to strike.
Yeah, here we got to take a look at this here. Whoa. Man, that was close. And they're still flirting with absolute destruction. There were some teammates on the outside group. That's Kingsbury and Simpson. They're both running for the same team. You wouldn't know it right now.
Oh, Kingsbury running Simpson almost into the wall a little bit, and that got close.
And Demara's just following right up against that safer barrier, trying to decide if he wants to kind of throw his nose into this fight. Maybe a little bit too early, let these guys burn their stuff off.
I like what Lichtenberg and Showing are just doing. They're just kind of hanging out right back in year 6 and 7. They haven't done any racing at all since the restart. They've been kind of riding along.
Now single filing out just a little bit. I wonder if they're losing some drive in that car. There's Shawin on the bottom of the racetrack in the 31. And Lichtenberg, who is your pole sitter, he has not shown a lot of pace since the drop of the green flag. He's dropped down to the tail of his group. We'll drop a little bit deeper into the field. Find Simon Bryant, Joshua Chin, who's last week's winner at Sebring. And everyone else is getting single filed out, so maybe just starting to get into the long run and maybe not pushing the issue. And as I say that, they're going back to 3 wide again at the front.
Simpson now leading the charge to the outside. I'm curious about what these Spark VR guys are doing to work together. If they're trying to build up a run on Benner, or if they're just kind of happy where they're. Whoa! I think Kingsbury might have hit the wall.
Yeah, they don't have as much control over the race as they did at Michigan. I think we saw at Michigan 4 or 5 of their team all working together to hold drivers back. I don't think it's going to work tonight. There's too much grip. There's too many grooves to run in, so I don't think you're going to be able to block anybody. But what I do think they're going to do is cut each other breaks, and that's probably going to be more important at the end. So I think Spark VR's got a good strategy going, but Henry Bennett is not willing to give up that lead right now.
Simpson doing what Bennett was doing, just trying to build up these runs to the outside. Easier said than done, that 007 glued to the inside lane.
Well, they all learned something when they saw Bennett drive around the outside, and then they saw Kingsbury do the same. They know that the outside groove is a little bit better right now, but the bottom you can protect fairly well. So you're going to have to put all the corners together to make that outside groove work, but over the long run, I do think that's the place to make passes so far. Now, maybe you can adjust your setup a little bit later in the race, free the car up a bit, just to let you roll the bottom of the racetrack a little bit better, but right now, I don't think anybody's going to make passes down there super effectively unless someone leaves the door open, obviously.
Well, he's got a single file. Let's take a look back at that second pack. They've just been kind of racing out the front. Obviously, Flanagan, Bryant, Chin on the mix. Also up leading this pack is Kingsbury and Joe Branch. Actually, it's Jonathan Goke now up ahead.
Since Jonathan Goke has dropped up there, there's Simon Bryant. And here's a driver that we have not talked about since the beginning of the season, Brendan Frost in the 66. Went to Pocono and could have and should have probably won that race. Didn't get to do it, and his season has not been great since then. I think he's really just looking for a good end of the season to come back a little bit stronger next time out. I don't think it's been for lack of pace. He's just had some awful rotten luck, a couple penalties here and there as well. So just looking to turn the end of the season around for the 66 and get some momentum into next season. Gained 6 spots on the night, though.
Joe Brandt's actually kind of started to ease on back.
Oh, Henry Bennett, real slow. Dropping to pit lane, so scheduled pit stops, I would think. And lap number 40, is this maybe earlier than we thought?
I don't know. It's kind of
yeah, I guess so. 40 laps in. Sounds about right to me. We're going to start seeing people peel off from pit lane.
going to be sketchy. Then you're going to see some guys calling it out over the radio. I hope they're calling it out on the radio. There's Chad Simpson and Matt Kingsbury getting down.
And they
wow,
both make
Kingsbury
it.
Sideways on the banking trying to get slowed down. I see Branch, Chin coming in.
More drivers entering. There's Liam Quinn. So the other discussion about these long green flag runs is getting your pit stops right. No, not messing this part up. Again, it's easy to overdrive the corner entry.
Also making sure you get into the box correctly and not overshooting it. That could cost you a lot of valuable seconds. See Frankelvic down. And more.
So this will be a 3-stop race, judging by the mathematics. Again, if you were to go 50 laps, you could do it on 2, but we have not seen anyone be able to. I don't think they're gonna be able to go that far. So it'll be a 3-stopper. So what are we thinking? 40, 80, 120, something like that.
Around there, a little bit.
Jonathan Goke is gonna lead a lap here. Chris Stouffer gonna roll through in second. Stouffer's another driver that should have multiple race wins this season. Again, has not really had the luck. There's been a lot of drivers that I think could have challenged for even the championship if they could just start stringing races together. And Stouffer always runs well, but never finishes well, so hopefully he can turn that around tonight.
Looks like everyone but the top few drivers have come on in. Let's around top 10, top 11.
Yeah, Trost is in the 66.
Whoa. A little tail happy there.
Goke still leading. He's been out for 40 laps. I think he came in on that first caution, so he can go a little bit farther than everyone else.
I think pretty much almost all these drivers that are out here currently came in under that first pit stop.
So now the question is, if you're Goke and you can go 4 or 5 more laps, you can make this on 2 stops. I mean, remember, they pit on lap 7 or 8, I believe it was.
Well, if they go green all the way, they have to at least be able to do 53 flights.
That's true.
So they're gonna have to extend it as much as they can. I don't know.
Yeah, here comes Goke now. 46 can't do it. It'll be a 3-stopper bare minimum. Christopher flies on in, slides, and that's gonna be a big hit there for the 13. Ugh. And no more.
Oh no!
That's
Even
Tim
more.
Doyle. Tim Doyle. And another one, Andreas Ike as well. It's just carnage on pit lane right now.
Ike's gonna take the cone as well.
Wow.
And a disaster on this sequence of pit stops.
I'll say. That's not what we wanted to see there. A couple drivers. So here comes Andreas Ike.
His was the least damage. I don't think he got any damage from this. Whoa, yeah, he was trying to slow down with
There's Adam Blocker, and there's Tim Doyle as well. Yeah, so Ike was able to stop, but the other 2 drivers, Stouffer and Tim Doyle, really put their chances to win this race in the gutter with that. Ike rolls back out. Andrew Wood, caution, flies on the racetrack. Where is it? Trying to figure out where it is on the racetrack.
I have no idea either.
And what we're going to have to do is see exactly what happened here. So it looks like, oh, it was Andrew Wood entering pit lane. This is the replay here. Just got on to try to get onto pit lane and just spun out. He's on the banking trying to slow down.
He was way too fast coming in.
So that kind of throws a couple people into some confusion here because we got a couple drivers trapped a lap down. How does this work out for these guys?
I don't even know if actually he ran off the caution. I was looking at his wheel when he was just about to enter the pits.
That's what I... Jonathan Goke could have been the one that... 08.
Oh, maybe exiting? I think he was exiting
here. Let's take a look again. While everyone else kind of figures out what's going on. Here's Jonathan Goke in the box. Did he spin on corner exit? We saw the 32 spin, but I think the flag. No, the flag was definitely for Andrew Wood. No, actually, it was for Jonathan Goke as well. So the caution flew for 2 separate simultaneous incidents as Jonathan Goke rolled out onto the track. Yeah. Right here. Loses it.
Slip.
So he spins, and does he come back up on the racetrack? Oh, yeah. So as this was happening, in the background, I bet you that Andrew Wood was also out of control entering pit lane. So, yeah, I mean, 2 simultaneous incidents caused that second caution of the night. And interestingly, this puts a few drivers like Riley Thompson, Marshall Stanley, Chris Stouffer down a lap. But for drivers like Stouffer and Tim Doyle that just damaged their race cars, they might get a chance to fix them up. Now, Tim Doyle, I think he might be done for the night.
Yeah, I think he's going to call it a night. Yeah, I don't even think they could fix up the car. It's not. They would have put the nose back on at least by now, so I think he's done.
So does anyone come back in now? I don't think you do.
Well, we're gonna get the restart with less than 100 laps to go. Go maybe 40-ish laps. Use the draft. Might be able to save.
I don't know. I mean, if they couldn't go,
if I'm in the back, I would want to come back to the pits. Might as well.
Really, no takers yet. No takers at all.
I think we missed the initial.
Oh yes,
some guys in the back did.
Yeah, so really from Flynn Lazier on back, they just came on down. So from basically 17th on back, they've all come in and gotten fresh tires and fuel. So this is the 1/3 mark of the race here, Finian. Is there anybody that you perceive as a favorite? I know Chad Simpson looks good. Christopher Merritt's pretty good. Whereas Henry Bennett packed a 6th on this sequence, so he didn't really get the best sequence through pit road and everything. So, any favorites for you?
No, honestly, I would say probably Chad Simpson. That he's been able to place that car really well. He's also got the track position as well. Again, not that it matters a whole lot, but I think his car from earlier on, it looks like he's been pretty dominant. Bennett more in the second half, but I don't know. I think really it is down between the 42 and the 007, though.
After this week, we'll only have 2 races left. It'll be Road America on December 8th and then Fontana on December 15th. To round out the season and walking into the night, it was the 74 of Adam Blocker who led the points, and as it stands, he will still be leading the points. He's currently 13th. Now, he maybe used this cycle to get some track position without having to actually pass people, so maybe he'll start running up front a little bit more now that some of the field's been cleared out just a little bit.
Yeah, I think really anything his eyes on Henry Bennett, but Henry Bennett is looking at gaining, but it's not going to be really anywhere where he needs anywhere enough.
Bennett needs to take big chunks out of Adam Blocker, and the thing is Adam Blocker's not going to crash out at Road America next week. He might have a bad race, but he's not going to crash out. The only place where Adam Blocker could realistically DNF is here and Fontana. Yeah. If he doesn't DNF here, it's going to be real hard to catch him. So the only hope that Henry Bennett has, or anybody else for that matter, is that Blocker has a horrible race here, a spin or something at Road America in the closing laps, and then on top of that, maybe have a poor finish at Fontana. It's going to take a lot for Adam Blocker to lose this championship. And it should, because he's been so good this year. Won multiple races, been in the top 5 plenty of times. No reason why he shouldn't win this championship.
Yeah, 3 wins this season. I think the only driver with multiple wins this season as well.
That's an impressive stat. Coming back to the restart, it'll be lap number 52. Demerit, Simpson, Lichtenberg, Kingsbury, and Levick, your top 5. Then it's Bennett, Bryant, Kingsbury, Adams, and Goke, the rest of your top 10. Lap number 52, we're going to do a SimTV sound surge. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Chad Simpson still holds the lead after the restart. Some duking and diving back here. This is all for about 7th spot. Gold Trust, Kingsbury, Bryant Wood, all in a battle for that 7th spot. Look how close it is here, and Adam Blocker right off the nose of the 53 of Joe Flanagan.
These guys are going for every single position that they can back here. No one giving an inch.
No one inside the top 15 came down to the most recent stop. There are drivers that did come down on that last stop to top off with fuel. They're all towards the back half of the field. We'll update you once they start coming on through. I still don't think it's not. You're still gonna make 3 stops from here. You can't make it unless you're doing a whole lot of saving. But you're gonna be so slow doing that. I think you really it's gonna be a 3 stop or a two more stops, not just one. No one can make it to lap 100. I think we're going to see a pretty straightforward race. Now, if we get some more cautions, we can throw some question marks in that mix. And we haven't really seen a whole lot of tire drop-off, I don't think.
No, surprisingly so. These guys have been able to pretty much put their car almost anywhere on the track. I think later in the run...
Look at this battle for 3rd. Brennan Lichtenberg, Matt
Whoa,
Kingsbury.
contact Bennett around! And he's going to go into the wall, caution out more drivers involved as well.
Man.
And there goes championship hopes flying out the window.
And more cars spun around entering turn 1. Ray Kingsbury's in it. The 007 got airborne.
So 2nd and 3rd on the points just got taken out. Oh, and even Flanagan got a piece of that as well. In it. I thought he was able to make it through.
Yeah, the 007 got launched airborne. That's going to be a race over for the 25. Wow. How quickly things happen. And we'll go back and take a look at exactly how it all started. But it was the 007 that we first saw sideways, and I didn't really get to see how it kind of started.
Yeah, he made some contact with, that was, I think, Levick that he made contact with coming out of turn 4.
There's Christopher way up against the wall. And did that tribute at all? Or was
no, it wasn't with Stouffer, it was with Levick.
So let's see. Does the 007 come up?
Yeah, he kind of came up a bit.
And then right here, watch this. It's launched up. And then that's what tags Ray Kingsbury. He's going to spin down the track. He's going to collect the 22. The 32 of Andrew Wood, he gets in it. And then, wow, look at the tumble that Ray Kingsbury takes.
Yeah, Flanagan made it through there. And then, he ends up hitting Andrew Wood.
Flynn Lazier got a piece of it.
Sorry, not Stouffer. Chad Simpson got a piece of it in his rear end.
Or was that Simpson?
Oh, sorry.
It was Flynn Lazier, I think.
Yeah, Lazier. Look like red from that angle.
It's kind of magenta color, but wow, look at the ride that Kingsbury takes here. Off of Andrew Wood.
Yeah, so big accident at Kansas is going to take out many drivers.
Yeah, so here's what happens. That we're going to ride on board with Ray Kingsbury at full speed as he comes through turns 3 and 4.
He just went ping-ponging off of everyone.
And Andrew Wood in the 32. That 007 almost took flight right there. Go Flanagan in the 53.
Made it through the first part of that incident, and then just at the end, got a nose full of Andrew Wood.
Things were all calm down here in turn 1. And the aftermath slides on in. 3rd caution of the night with a dramatic multi-car accident. And it's really going to dice up and pretty much lock Adam Blocker as the season champion. We're not going to obviously announce it until the last lap of the race in Fontana. But for Adam Blocker, unfortunately at the expense of his teammate, that should be all she wrote for 2019.
Yeah, I would just say, I think next week to clinch it, you would need to be 3 races where it's out. You get 55 max per race. And he's very close to that mark, so with that math,
yeah, the only way that
you need 165 points.
The only way that really this could prevent Adam Blocker from locking up this week is if he also crashes and it keeps the differential close. But
I mean, at that point, right now, if I'm him, just finish the race.
So the drivers that were involved, Andrew Wood is back out on track. His car looks somewhat repaired. Simon Bryant got a big piece of it. He's still in pit lane.
Actually,
the side pod's pretty messed up.
Going back to what actually. If we ride on board, I think he's crabbing a bit. Oh, look like it was. I think he's... No, he's better than it I thought he was crabbing out one of the corners.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got it straight.
Other drivers involved, Flynn Lazier, he's out of the car for now. That car's pretty torn up. Ray Kingsbury, he's definitely done for the night.
Yeah.
Joe Flanagan's probably also done. Henry Bennett for sure as well.
Yeah, so in that accident, we lost 5 cars, 6?
At least 5. For all that, I think we had another pit cycle, and Andreas Eich's going to stay out on 14-lap old tires. What's your opinion on this call here?
You know, well, for him, I would say coming to the pits, because I think at this point now you can make it to the end.
On one more stop.
Yeah, on one more stop. Between about 90 laps, you can go about 45, save a little bit of the draft. That should be enough to make it.
So, working lap 62 of 150 here for the MYLAPS Sports Timing 225, sponsored by the Coca-Cola bottling plant of Kokomo, Indiana. And Andreas Eich leads the way. Chad Simpson, Demerit, Lichtenberg, Kingsbury, the rest of your top 5. 3 cautions so far slowing the progress of tonight. First of them, Tim Doyle and Andreas Eich spun out of turn number 2. Then it was another accident. Where else was it? Where was the second caution? Oh, it was Andrew Wood and Jonathan Goke on opposite ends of the racetrack spinning out. Our third and most recent, the 007 of Bennett, Flanagan, Kingsbury, and Moore getting caught up in a multi-car collision on the front straightaway. Top 10's looking pretty good. David Adams.
Yeah, he was able to make it through that mess. He was kind of caught in the middle of it. He was able to navigate on through.
So come back to the restart on lap number 63. We'll have about 36 minutes of racing left. Remember, after this race concludes, we'll have 3-wide Triple Crown K&N Series action at 9:40 p.m. The first time that car has ever raced on SimTV, so make sure you stick around and join us later for that. Green flag back in the air, lap number 62, and Ike's going to fire off. Look at Lichtenberg taking a look at Demerit.
And an abysmal start from Chad Simpson there. Was trying, you saw him behind. Lichtenberg thought about going around, or Demerit thought about going around, didn't get going. Lichtenberg too, and that just allowed Andreas Eich to kind of drive off into the distance.
Brandon Tross in the 66, taking a look down the inside of Frank Levitt, and there's Jonathan Goke on the outside. Thought he might have gotten a piece of that wreck, but he looks like he's pretty good. Good to go, and he'll continue. Now we're going to see if 14-lap old tires are a deficit at all. I don't really think they're going to be. I think it's more, why wouldn't you come from the fuel situation but maybe banking on another caution potentially?
That could be what he's hoping for. Here we go. Chad Simpson getting a run on Andreas Eich for the lead. To the inside he will go. And Eich going to let him on by. He's just going to go up top. Yeah, I think he knows he doesn't have to take his speed with these guys.
Yeah, or the maneuverability, which has been the big concern this year, is we haven't really seen the tires drop off all that much in terms of lap time. But what they do is you lose maneuverability, and that's really dangerous in traffic.
You can only put your cars in so many places then, especially, I think he's just trying to run the high line, just let these guys off through, tag in on the end.
About an 8-car breakaway at the front of the field. I think it might be 9 cars there with Vic at the tail of it. We've seen a couple big accidents tonight. Most recent involving some of our championship contenders. There's a lot of risk involved with running in a group like this, but there's a lot of reward. If you're up there at the end of the race, you have a chance to win it. Let's say, we're working lap 140 and you're back in 15th watching all this happen. You ain't going to win this race. You have to be up here and you got to lay it all on the line if you want to win.
Field's starting to form back up and plunge up into one big pack, similar to what we saw at the beginning of the race here. David Adams. It's also one of the Sadie cars being John Downing in the 40. He's also joined up to the tail end of the field. This could be a good night for Sadie.
Yeah, they finally started to put some of this race together. David Adams in 8th right now, then John Downing, as you mentioned. But again, a couple weeks ago was a pretty dismal race. Look at Goke, elevator top to bottom to get in line with his teammates. And look what I'm seeing, that Spark VR train. But looks like Goke's going to go to the high side and go for the lead.
Yeah, Spark VR 1, 2, 3. They even got a few more teammates in positions back, so they can make it even more.
Whoa, look at Goke go!
Yeah,
look at that!
He wants the lead and he wants it now. I'm not too surprised. He's probably one of the fastest 2 of the Spark VR team. Up here in the front, Goke's worked through pretty much the entire field. He started pretty down low. Yeah, he did, because he had that incident in qualifying.
Yeah, started 23rd. He's up to 2nd tonight.
Yeah, had the pace, but just clipped the grass in qualifying, just counted his lap, started back in 23rd.
Look at this guy's lap. 225 miles an hour average speed, flying around Kansas Speedway right now. And he's going to go to lead for turn 3 and take it away from teammate Chad Simpson. What a move, what a pass for Jonathan Goh.
It appears these guys can try to set up something here. They got 3 of them in the front, maybe just block the path, block the lanes on both sides.
We'll see if Brandon Trost is not going to cooperate. He's going to go to the high side and go way up into the wall. Might make that whole thing moot as he rolls around the outside lane. Can he get to the outside of Simpson? Not quite. Simpson tried to crowd him. Didn't work. 3 wide for the lead.
3 wide, but on entry, Simpson's going to clear him back. So this could work out here. They just guard those bottom 2 lanes. Whoa, big crossover. That was almost spun out gokart. Simpson goes back to the bottom. He's going to lead that lane.
I'm not sure if they're working together or not because they're kind of all up here, but they're all racing each other pretty hard.
I would hope that they work together because I don't see really any point in that. He's still got over half the race left.
Brandon Trost didn't get a very good
How
run.
about David Adams? Look at him.
Charging forward in his number 88. Don't know if that's livery's not loading or if that's just what he's running this week.
I think the livery's not loading. I think it's his default livery, but that is a Sadie car and up in the 4th, and they could really use a break after the few weeks that they had. He's up in 4th trying to take the lead. Even John Downing too sitting in 6th.
And John Downing tonight started in 17th up to 6th. We haven't really talked about him yet tonight because he's just been kind of there, staying out of trouble, but here he is inside the top 10 and moving forward. Closing in on halfway in this race. Chad Simpson has led the majority of the race so far tonight. 38 of the 72 laps he's led.
Up the bottom in a high lane.
Oh, Kingsbury, Matt Kingsbury moved over on the nose of the 88. They almost got together on it.
Back to the outside. Adams getting really close to Kingsbury. This is the second time they almost make contact.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that 21, the 3rd car in line, start to play defense a little bit more than he has the past couple laps. So I think you're starting to kind of assemble that trio of cars to lead this race. And I think Matt's just playing rear gunner right now.
That's really what you need to do. You even got Frank Victor in 6th place.
But are they going to be able to hold off? I mean, they have a couple more teammates scattered throughout the field, but this is going to be tricky to hold off this many cars that are not their teammates, especially when they got a pair, Adams and Downing, line of stern behind them. So it's not just a Spark VR party up front. There are some other cars that have a play in this as well as we reach halfway. The MYLAPS Sports Timing 225. Trost building a run. He's looking really racy again. Kind of robbed of a victory at the season opener in Pocono.
He's got to work through the 3 Spark VR cars who are working very well together now. They kind of figured out an order. And here comes Frank Levick trying to join him. He's going to go down there to block.
Yeah, once they get 4 cars up there, then I don't think it's going to take a lot of effort to block. I think with only 3, you're going to have a little trouble. But I think, look at Trost. He's going to break up this party. He's going to go to the outside and pass 3 of them in one corner. Here comes the 66 to the outside to 2nd.
Massive charge on the outside lane. No one's there joining him though, but I don't really think he needs anyone else. He's going to clear himself for 2nd.
Wow. Brandon Trost charging forward. Started 19th tonight, up to 2nd at halfway. And looking racy enough to go out and get this victory. And to the top side he goes. Is he running any newer tires or anything in this car? No, he's on even ground with everyone else at the front of the field.
Oh, and behind him, John Dowling making a big, bold move, trying to get to the inside of Matt Kingsbury for 4th place, but couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
Kingsbury throwing a block.
He's going to understeer now in the middle of the corner, and he's got Frank Levick looking behind him. But Trost back to the outside lane, even with the leader in turn 1 for the lead at Kansas.
The only problem is he gets these runs on entry, but then loses them in the middle of the corner with Simpson on the bottom. He's going to try to build that run up yet again. But you can just see him fall slowly back in line.
And here comes John Downing. He's looking really good too in this blue number 40. For the lead in front of them.
He's navigating through this traffic pretty well. He's got to work through growth and maybe try to work with Trots to try to take the lead away from this 42.
Oh, behind him! No!
Huge crash. That's Joe Branch involved.
David Adams.
David Adams.
He's in it. Joe Branch is in it as well. We looked back just in time to see it. 28 car tumbling on his roll hoop. And again, we've seen how fast things go south here in Kansas, and here's a look. Where did this all start?
We might start up with David Adams because we saw him involved.
Was it Matt
Kingsbury? And Kingsbury get involved.
Oh, Kingsbury just squeezes him.
Oh, yeah.
And the 88's probably going to come off the wall here, right here, and that's what's going to get the 28 and just trip him up over. Very similar to what we saw with Tony Shalin at Texas in the 3rd week of the series. And a violent, then he's going to hit the wall, and look at that thing pirouette through the air. Back down across the racetrack. That was not a fun ride for the 28 of Joe Branch.
Ahead, Kingsbury drift up the track into Adams.
And Branch thought he was clear, and then right at the last second, well, that camera's not going to be so good.
It was going to be broken. But yeah, I think that was just Adams who's trying to get unstuck from the wall.
Yep. I'm not sure if Kingsbury was understeering or if he was just trying to play defense.
No, I think he was understeering a bit. You see him here, then he's going to get the end of Downing's car that's going to make it even worse.
Wow.
Howard, I think that was Lichtenberg. Let's go right on board with him. He's done a fantastic job of that. Probably more than he would have liked. Watch this board.
Might have been. No, it wasn't Mary. It was Lichtenberg, wasn't it? Wow, that was spectacular!
He almost spun himself out trying to avoid it, but did a great job picking the right lane.
Another person that got through that in a pretty spectacular match. I think it was Joshua Chin. Either that or Jeff Drake in the 92. He actually gets into the wall. Whew. Have to dodge the flipping race car. So, some of the field has pitted. We'll update you on who exactly has done what here right now. Everyone has come on down.
Not too surprised there.
Can't go to the end, though. Not quite.
No, they still got to make one more stop.
Yep. But that puts everyone on the same strategy. No one's going to get creative from here on out. Pretty much going to be one stopper.
Oh, unless we got another caution.
Then it gets a little fun. 4th caution of the night. Most recent one involving the 21 of Matt Kingsbury, the 88 of David Adams. I know back at Michigan, I think the Kingsbury's versus the Sadie team was kind of a rivalry that was already budding, and I think it continues tonight. And does the 21 have any damage? If he did, he's gotten it fixed.
I don't think he did get any damage. It was only a tap.
He was really lucky that when he squeezed the 88 that he didn't get hooked into the fence, because it's really easy if you're not completely dead even with them to get yourself turned into the wall, and he was able to avoid that.
Yeah, I imagine that car is fine. Don't see anything wrong with it.
Points leader Adam Blocker is still riding around in 10th, so he's enjoying his day so far. Working lap 83 of 150, about 28 minutes of racing left to go. So while we're waiting here, I'll remind you that after this race at 9:40 p.m., we've got 3-wide racing triple crown action from Texas Motor Speedway with the K&N Impala. That's the first time that we've ever seen that car on SimTV. After 2.5 years of doing this, we've never raced that car on SimTV, so looking forward to that. Tomorrow night, they race street stocks at Eldora. Then on Tuesday, we've got the Elite Modified Tour. They're heading to the Milwaukee Mile. That'll be on www.speed51.com/Elite Modified Tour. Then following that at 9 p.m. Eastern, right back here on SimTV, the Grid Life Touring Cup UK Tour. Be heading to Brands Hatch to close out their season. Then Wednesday, the Washington, D.C. Region SCCA heads to Virginia International Raceway, a homecoming of sorts. And then we're done with SimTV until the following Sunday. So, going to be a nice little Thanksgiving break for everybody before we gear back up to really finish off a couple seasons. I know Fuel's Cup Series is coming to a close. The DC Region SCCA's only got a few more weeks. Really, we got a lot of stuff that's ending sooner than starting.
These guys will also be ending their season around that time. Same thing with 3-wide. Yeah, so almost everything's coming to an end. Fuel IndyCar Series, they all end in about a span of a week.
I need a break, so it'll be nice to have a couple weeks off just to kind of recoup and bring some new awesome things to SimTV for 2020. Got a couple visions in mind. A couple things will be changing in relation to SimTV for 2020. And hoping to bring you virtual racing and real entertainment. Chad Simpson in the 42 leads the way. He's led the most laps of anyone so far tonight. Lap 85, green flag back in the air here at Kansas. Frank Levick getting a good run on John Downing. He's going to jump immediately to the outside.
Yeah, Downing can get a good restart. All you can see a bit of separation, about half a second to the top 4.
Restarts are a big topic of discussion at Michigan. The second Triple Crown event. As you see Jonathan Goat go to the lead. He's going to bring Brandon Trost with him. This broke up the Spark VR trio at the front of the field.
Whoa.
Trost is going to make a hard right on cold tires, jump to the outside lane, trying to get that lead away. Now back to the bottom.
He's being really aggressive here. This could be a potential wreck here if he's not careful enough. Full swerving about. Then Chad Simpson behind there. You see Downing with a huge run, and Kingsbury's going to take advantage.
And look, he's going to go to the lead, does Trost. What a move into turn 3. Drops to the inside,
Oh,
goes on by. Goat back to the bottom of the racetrack, to the line. Who leads this one? Goat by an inch. What was the official margin at the line? 71 thousandths of a second that time through.
Actually corrected down to 1,000.
Wow, okay, never mind. Trost back to the bottom.
He's going to have John Downing come on through. How about this?
John Downing looking really strong in the latter half of this race. But Goat still putting up a fight. He was spun out early tonight. We didn't think he'd be up in this group, but here he is. He's been awful good on the speedways this season. And look at Trost right on the outside of Downing for second.
That's not done yet. There's a Trost now back to the bottom. Nope, not able to get in line. He's going to try to put himself.
Wow, that was close.
Almost got hooked off of John Downing, and here he goes to the inside.
I don't know who led that lap that time through. We're going to have to wait for the thing to cycle back around, but for Jonathan Goat, I think he got it by a couple thousandths of a second. But look at Trost building a run now into turn 3. He's going to dive to the inside. I don't even know if we're going to ever know who led that lap.
Probably not.
They're not going to cycle around fast enough.
Whoa.
Chad Simpson up to the top side.
Oh, into
3
the
wide
wall.
for the lead into the defense.
That might have hurt his car a little bit. Looks like he's alright, but that was dangerous.
And Trost, look at how much of a run he gets on the straightaway. He just sucks right around the 08.
Passing them before they get to the middle of the turn. He has that much momentum. It's kind of just going back and forth. It's a top 9 breakaway in front of the field. Top 8 breakaway, I should say.
Trost gets such a good run now. Is he running? He's running no wicker on this nose. Look at Goat running a little bit more wicker, so maybe that's allowing the 66 to get a little bit more straightaway speed out of that car and maybe wrapped up that much better. And he goes back to the lead in that 66. Lap number 92, still duking and diving in the front of the field.
Car doing less work displacing air, so he's able to get a better run. He'll have to kind of bunch back up together. Top 16 are all the guys in this one big move for the lead. Back to Tony Schowen.
Trading spots back and forth. Trost now seems like he's got a little bit quicker of a race car than Jonathan Goat, but Goat gets such good runs through the corners, it's hard for Trost to break away here.
No clear winner in this battle. He's been going back and forth and back and forth.
Just look at the runs that he gets on the straightaway. He's just it's so easy for him to just drive right on by Goat, but now Goat's going to just turn down to the bottom of the racetrack. He gets a spectacular late corner run.
I think Goat's been noticing this. I think they're purposely just going back and forth with each other. And they know no one's going to clearly win this battle, at least for now. Here comes Chad Simpson, potentially looking to the inside of Trost.
John Downing behind. He is side by side with Frank Levick. That's for 5th place.
Yeah, and Andreas Eichel also back in 7th.
Like clockwork. They're just going back and forth, back and forth.
Kingsbury now looking to the outside of Simpson there for a second, but he's going to back out of that maneuver.
Not really sure who to pick right now. I mean, they're so even just in such different ways.
Simpson took a big dive to the inside of Trost. Trost caught him off. Imagine what these guys are trying to do, trying to put Trost back in 3rd. Take him out of a chance for the lead.
They would love that, but it's going to be pretty tricky to move him when he's so fast out the straights. But now Simpson, if he can just, he's actually lifting, so I think they know that the 66 is faster down the straights. Not really much of a reason to get in front of him if he's just going to pass you back again. finish line was in turn 3. I think that's where Tross would prefer it to be. But that doesn't seem like where it's going to be. It's going to be the same spot it's been since it was built.
It looks like he was able to lead that time by. I mean, this could work out on the last lap pass, but
if we do this for 50 more laps, I don't know if we'll be here. I think all these cars will be in the garage area getting towed back.
Here comes John Downing back up into 4th place. Gets by Matt Kingsbury.
Downing's had an exceptional second half of this race.
Also, Steve Quinn in the 44. Haven't seen him all night long.
Yeah, creeping up into the picture, there's a lap car on the bottom of the racetrack. I think that's the 13 of Christopher.
No, it's not.
Who is that?
I think that might be Doyle. That's a purple one.
Doyle's been off the racetrack for a little while. Not Simon Bryant. He's got cars approaching him. Don't know who that was.
I think David Adams.
That would be probably who it would be. Closing in on 50 laps to go. No clear winner right now. Everyone's pretty even at the front of the field. Goke and Tross trading positions back and forth. Simpson down in Kingsbury, rounding out the rest of your top 5. Anyone outside the top 5 that can creep back into this picture?
I see maybe something out of Ike or maybe even Quinn. Rivera and Lincoln, surprisingly, have kind of fallen off. They haven't really done a whole lot in this race since the beginning. They've kind of fallen off and haven't really shown any pace since.
Dead heat at the finish line yet again. And Tross has got Simpson all over his rear wing. The runs that he gets are so good. He's got a rocket ship in a straight line, but unfortunately it's not a drag strip. Got corners on either end of it here, and that's where Goke is beating him.
Yeah, he's got a pack full of teammates in behind him as well.
It's like looks like Skittles out there. Taste the rainbow as they roll through 1-2. All of Spark VR colors. You got red,
Simpson.
Orange, gold.
Simpson trying to get the run on the top side. Tross gonna pull back in line.
Downing jumped off the throttle, almost got rear-ended by Kingsbury off into 3, just trying to keep some separation. 50 laps to go, make it 49. As they come back to the stripe. 49 laps to go here. The MYLAPS Sports timing 2:25.
Here's what Downing's able to do here. He's been pretty aggressive.
Will aggressive go around is the question.
Well, if he doesn't get into anyone, I don't think he'll be able to. He's got Matt Kingsbury side by side, and he's still moving one back and forth.
This top 5, you could roll a die in any one of these people. I would believe you could win this race right now. I don't see any clear favorite. I think really these top 2, they're just holding back the other drivers from getting in the mix. And Simpson now rolling the outside lane, gonna try to get his nose up there, and Tross is gonna shut that door. Who's using up their tires more? Do you think Goke or Tross right now?
I'd say honestly both, the way they've been racing.
No one wins.
Yeah, really between the two. That's what I'm kind of surprised neither one of them is kind of backed up. Equivalence at the end of the day. There's not really much of a point just going back and forth like this.
Remember, we still have to pit one more time, too.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of which, too, that pit window is opened up. I doubt anyone's going to come in now.
No, I think I would still go a couple more laps just to be sure. I think around lap 110, I'd feel a lot more comfortable. 5 to 10 laps. Whoa, John Downing pulls way out of line into turn 1, drops to the bottom of the racetrack, tries to go on by Matt Kingsbury in that 21. Tross is getting a little greedier on corner exit, sliding up in front of this 42.
And that's my concern, is that one of these times that hole's not going to be there, and we could see a massive wreck in the front.
Well, I think this is kind of encouraging compliance here. You're starting to kind of expect the drivers to do the same thing that they've done every single lap, and if they don't do that thing that one time, you're going to end up like Joe Branch tumbling down the back straight. So you can't assume that what the driver did last lap, they're going to do this lap or the next lap. You have to be actively engaging yourself in analyzing what they're doing, and that means that you cannot get reliant on them to make the same decisions every lap, because they will not do that. Now also, what about the pit window here fitting out? I'm thinking, if I'm going to stay out to the end of the pit window, I would think, because the chance of a caution coming out with everyone this close and running this hard is really high with someone making a mistake on pit lane.
Even that, besides that, too, I think you're definitely going to want to be in a pack rather than out by yourself. So I would just really, when everyone else starts coming, I would come in.
I don't think you want to do is pit early and get yourself trapped a lap down. So I don't think we'll see anybody dive off into pit lane exceptionally quickly. I think we'll probably have people wait a little while before we see that.
back to the next group of cars. 11's on back. Walker, Quinn, Christopher.
Home place battle right now. Christopher, remember he nosed into the wall on pit lane earlier tonight, was able to recover that car. And now running inside the top 15, so all has been corrected. These guys just will not give up. They're continuing to trade. How many lead changes do we have is the real question. 25? Wow.
I'm sure the bet
Yep. We didn't see a whole lot of lead changes before this run. Now we're just, and honestly, there's probably double the amount that we're actually even seeing, because a lot of times the leader of the previous lap just noses ahead at the start-finish line, but it's really impressive. 40 laps to go this time by, and this is where I think the pit window opens, but I don't think anyone's going to pit for another couple of laps. Light creeping back into the picture. John Downing got really greedy on corner exit there, didn't he?
Lucky came right back out of that disastrous with both drivers.
Lap traffic up ahead.
Oh, that's a lot of lap traffic.
How do you deal with this?
Hope and pray. I think we just kind of hope the lap cars go where they expect them to, because this could get ugly here.
Oh boy, lap cars coming up on a pit cycle now. Oh gosh.
22 of Simon Bryant. He's just going to pull out of the way out the leaders.
Smart idea there. Don't get yourself involved in a big issue. Goat leads this race out of turn 4. They're going to catch some lap traffic. More drivers pulling over. That was AJ Burton in the 67. Andrew Wood up ahead.
David Adams. Adams is going to stick to the top side, I think, to let everyone on by.
Oh, it's going to get a little dicey towards the middle of this field here. Goat's going to easily drive around Andrew Wood. This is going to separate this group just enough. Maybe give him a little bit of breathing room. Chad Simpson has worked his way to second. Past Brennan Trost. They almost get together down into turn 1.
Got a single file everyone out for the moment. Yeah, so 2 Spark VR cars in the lead. And it's Trost, Downing, Kingsbury down to 5.
Downing just drove through 3 and 4 to get right on the rear wing of the 66.
You got a run on him, but can't get the pass.
Now for the lead. 2 Spartan Garrett teammates side by side.
Well, these guys are just defend from everyone else on behind. Looks like Simpson's just going to take the lead away. Around the outside it goes, so new leader.
35 laps to go this time by. Still no takers towards the front of the field here. Again, I think they're worried about a caution coming out mid-cycle.
Kingsbury aggressive move to the inside of Downing. These guys have been around each other for quite a while.
Liam Quinn has dropped down to pit lane. He's come in.
Imagine these guys probably might just run the tank out. I don't really see a point not to.
Yep. Side by side again for the lead. Goat gets around Simpson. I think Simpson just gave it away that time. Trost gearing up to build a run here. He's got Matt Kingsbury tucked in behind. That's that gold car.
Well, making really aggressive moves on the front straightaway. Did the same thing on Downing he did to Trost.
Joshua Chin down to pit lane now. More cars breaking away from the fight.
Whoa, oh, no! Contact!
There it
Trost
is!
in the wall.
Tumble.
Big crash off of 2, and a caution is out.
And this is why you don't pit early. It's trapped Quinn and others a lap down, and Trost goes for a tumble. Was this off the side of the 21 again?
Yep.
Oh yeah, same thing. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt once, but twice.
Yeah.
You know?
Not.
You gotta stop doing that. Just pushes up, and nothing Trost could have done there.
I don't even think he was really much in dirty air at that point. I think he just kept the throttle in. I think the tires are starting to wear out a bit. So,
if anything, it seems like Matt Kingsbury's judgment in terms of staying in the throttle has been a little bit too aggressive tonight.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Trost, you're going to see he's running his own line up here, gets shoved into the fence and up into the wall.
This is pretty much a classic Kansas wreck. Guy on the inside putting through too much throttle, nowhere for the outside guy to go. And unfortunate for Trost too, out a race-winning car.
Yeah, he's going to be not happy with that. Remember, he got penalized earlier in the season for aggressive driving, I believe, and so I think he's going to be not thrilled now.
I think the stewards might be getting a few calls.
I think they might be. So caution out tonight for the 5th time as everyone heads down pit lane, and we'll be good to the end on fuel from here.
Yep, no No strategy at this point. It's a pure race to the end, which we should get with under 30 laps to go.
This will be about 12 minutes to 11 minutes worth of racing. Sprint to the end. No holding back now. No tire saving. No fuel saving. Just go for it and win. Does anybody try anything here? Is there anything to try?
Yeah, just take less fuel.
Well, trio of Spark
If
VR
not, you
cars.
probably don't even have to add any fuel.
So now the question is, with the Spark VR team eliminating the 66, is there anybody out there that, I mean, maybe John Downing, but he hasn't led the race yet tonight, so it's going to be pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, I was just saying Downing's got a good enough car to try to get past these guys. Unfortunately, it hasn't led a lap, but you never know. I was even Merritt, too. I think he's got a fast car. I think he's been just playing a little bit patient.
He's led some laps tonight, but...
Yeah, because I know those Broken Arrow cars are fast, just haven't seen them be aggressive, which they never really had a point until, I guess you can argue now, with under 30 to go. So they could also have something, and Trace Sykes has been hanging around inside the top 10. Doing a good job. He could also have a car. Walker just kicking up his feet on the table and relaxing.
Yeah, he's got nothing to worry about with his championship contenders getting wrecked out earlier in the race. He's going to go to Road America in 2 weeks and be content there. And he's going to go to Fontana the following week and likely be content there with how things are going. So Blocker is enjoying this race right now, and I'm sure he's just fine finishing the race. Chad Simpson leads the way in the 42. Jonathan Goke is second. Then Matt Kingsbury, John Downing, Christopher Demerit, your top 5. Then Andreas Eich, Lichtenberg, Levick, Blocker, and Stouffer, the rest of your top 10. Then it's Jeff Drake, Riley Thompson, Tony Schowen, Bradley Walters, Dan Ench, Joshua Chin, Andrew Wood, Liam Quinn, Rob Powers, and David Adams. And then Simon Bryant, 4 laps down, the last driver on the racetrack. If you don't include AJ Burton, who's 63 laps down and still rolling around. That is dedication.
He's not giving up just yet. Well, let's see, actually. So if he's able to run, assuming at race, but actually should be able to. That car looks pretty much fine.
He can gain 30 laps. He can gain 4 or 5 spots, actually.
Yeah, he can end up in 23rd. Should no one else wreck by now. Actually, he wouldn't be able to catch anyone.
Good looking livery on this car, by the way.
Yeah, unfortunately, what happened to him early on.
Is that a red color, like a sparkly red versus silver? I think that looks good. Broken Arrow car. It says it on the side. Broken Arrow and art.
Oh.
Right underneath the Indy 500.
Oh, yeah, I can barely see it with the shadow.
This is why we have the zoomed in camera, Finian. This is why we do this. That's it. I love this. The sparkle on that car looks really convincing.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's metallic layer.
It might be metallic layer, but they're just clever painting tricks to make it look like that. Looks really good. 1 to green here. It'll be 29 laps to go. 12 minutes of racing to the end if we go green. Do you think we will go green?
I don't think. I think we might have at least one caution.
Think?
Yeah, I think at least one.
All right. Pick a driver. You got one chance to pick one. Who's going to win?
I'm going to stick with a 42. I was thinking it was between him and Bennett earlier on. I think it's going to go.
Has Chad Simpson won a race this season?
I don't think he has.
I don't think he has.
He's close. He's ran really well.
He's been up there almost every race. I just don't think he's won. He has not.
No, he actually doesn't even have a top 5. Only 3 top 10s.
Really?
Yeah. So
all right.
This
I'm
would
on
be a
board.
big finish for him, even if he finishes in the top 5.
I'm on board with Chad Simpson in the 42. I think he goes to victory lane. I agree with you tonight.
Highest finish, 8th at Michigan.
That's surprising. Yeah, I don't think that stat stays the same tonight. I think he goes to victory lane. So you have to hold off Jonathan Goke in the 0-8, who I also don't think has won a race this season. Who's also been a driver that's been up towards the front. Finian's looking up my stats as we go here. All right.
2 top 5s.
Couple drivers that have not won a race yet this season at the front of the field. 29 laps to go in the MYLAPS Sports timing, 2:25. Green flag back in the air, and Simpson is going to have to hold off his teammate if he wants to win tonight.
Great start for the Spark VR cars. No surprise there. Downing and Christopher Demerit in behind them, trying to catch up to these guys in front.
And now you have to worry. You've had 2 drivers go off the right side pod of the 21. You don't want that to happen to your teammates here, Finian. 3 drivers that are all teammates at the front. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it can be a bad thing. Look at John Downing, though. No teammates for him. Going to drive around the outside and go for the lead.
Entire top 6 you see in frame there, none of them have a win, so they're all going for the first win of the season here. Goke and Simpson side by side. Downing just trying to find a lane.
And Christopher Demeritt back in the party, and he's not going to take it easy now. He knows this is go time. 2 by 2 by 2 at the front of the field.
He's going to try to slot in behind, get a run on Simpson to the top. He goes.
Inches in turn 2. Demeritt on the outside. I really like the way this 144 is looking. Could have won the race at Texas, didn't get it done there. I think tonight, if it's not the 42, it could be him. But Jonathan Goke is looking so strong, and so is John Downing. Was kind of hanging out inside the top 10 for most of the race, but here comes the 144 to the outside.
Oh, Goke almost got into him on entry there. You see Demeritt all the way up top. That run pretty much killed.
Simpson's going to lift for a moment. That's going to get Goke to drive right on by through the bottom. And Downing's going to try to get in there to the inside as well. Gets the wing end plate to the left rear tire of the 42 car and side by side for second down.
Guys fighting with inches here, trying to get runs on each other. Downing went up trying to push Chad Simpson out of the groove, and now Downing's clear of the 42. Does he go to the outside? He does.
Here he comes. John Downing in the 40 car has not led a lap tonight. It's about time he changes that to the outside lane, to the middle groove now, trying to pinch down the leader. Through 3 and 4, 24 laps to go here at Kansas. Downing not quite going to lead a lap just yet. Here comes Simpson to the outside, 3 wide for the lead again.
Whoa, Simpson almost goes into the wall, into the safer barrier, trying to get around the 40.
Demeritt to the bottom now. With his run, Goke out front and clear. Look at the run the 144 gets in the draft. But over to go with it now. He's got to back out, try again. Boxed in by the 40.
He's going to be able to get that run off with Goke, but yeah, there's no link to the outside for him to make a move. He's kind of stuck there.
Throws a
block.
block.
Going a block on Simpson.
Whoa, that got close. He threw a big block on the 42 car. It was successful. Now Demeritt's going to slide up. John Downing goes high. Does he understeer into the wall? No, he keeps it off. Now Simpson back to the bottom of the racetrack.
Now gets a run from Demeritt. Demeritt, of which is going to go to the outside of Goke, looking for the lead.
Closing in on 20 laps to go. Goke leads the way. Demeritt in second. Downing and Simpson side by side for third. Fourth is Matt Kingsbury, and John Downing still battling.
And there's Riley Thompson. Haven't seen him all race. He's up here in the top 7 trying to fight for the win now.
It's a hornet's nest. Where do you go? What do you do?
Just kind of hope and pray that nothing happens to you because you're at the whim of everyone else at this point.
Riley Thompson is slicing and dicing, almost gets thrown a block by the 42, drops to the bottom, and goes for 5th.
Simpson's been falling back now. He's getting passed by several cars, and here comes Lichtenberg and Demeritt now over the back of Goke.
Where did Lichtenberg come from? He was the pole sitter earlier tonight. He dropped to the midfield. We've not seen him since the beginning of the race. Here he comes back to the front. I don't even think he's led a lap tonight. He has not. As the pole sitter of the race, he has not led a single lap. Here he is in third, 20 laps to go.
Yeah, lost the lead immediately to Chad Simpson. The start hasn't gotten it back since, and he's going to be side by side with his teammate, almost 3 wide for the lead.
Offset like fighter jets through 1 and 2. Now Demeritt on the outside lane. He's going to have a run here on Jonathan Goke. The shorter way around might pay off for the 0-8 and 3 and 4, but now Lichtenberg gearing up. Where does he go?
You guys got to try to get that run off of Goke to try to have a chance for him, but he's not just going to be able to get that run on the outside at this point, I don't think.
Laps are ticking down. Only about 7.5 minutes of racing remaining. It's a chess match at 220 miles an hour. Demeritt with a huge run on the back straight. Goke moves over to the right.
I'm amazed at how well these guys have been able to set these cars to stay glued.
Oh, Simpson up the outside. There could not have been a foot between them at 220 miles an hour, and somehow they didn't want it up in turn 4.
Now here comes Demeritt, still side by side. There's nowhere really for Simpson to go. I think Lichtenberg's going to have the spot. Simpson gets put back in line in behind Lichtenberg.
Spark VR had a monopoly at the front of this field. They've been split up. A couple broken arrow cars making their way to the front. Demeritt charging around the outside.
Remember, the two broken arrow cars start on the front row of this race, and here they are fighting back for it. They pretty much have been out of it. They haven't really been inside the top 5 from this race. They need to come back, trying to get the spot back. Lichtenberg going to throw a block on Simpson.
We're looking almost 4 wide. Simpson is getting really aggressive on the back of Lichtenberg. Lichtenberg is having none of it. Demeritt side by side pod to side pod down the back straight.
It's been getting better runs every single lap. You might have something for Goke here. They almost make wheel-to-wheel contact in 3.
16 to go. Can they make it all the way to the end? Andrew Wood, slow, a lap down. Is he going to get out of the way? Side by side, Goke on the bottom. He picks the white line. Going to be in the way. Here comes Andrew Wood. No, they crash! Demeritt in the fence, hard out of turn 2.
Oh, and Stouffer gets into him in the background. There's going to be a caution for this. There is.
Oh. Thompson's in it. Stouffer's in it. Drake's in it.
Don't wait and see. I saw that coming. As soon as Wood took the inside line.
I don't know what my opinion is on that one. Go back and look. I didn't really get a... This all happened so fast here, and that's the part of this that stinks is you only get one chance to make a decision. If you make the wrong one, it hurts. The 32 is real slow in the middle groove here. And does Goat just move up the racetrack? I think he's just going to hang a right. He's got nowhere to go. 144 gets in the fence and just... his day. See Stauffer get into him?
Yeah, oh, Thompson also got a piece of that as well.
And Jeff Drake, wow.
Whoa, one of the Sadie guys got really lucky. Might have been Simon Bryant.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how you look at this, but Riley Thompson got a face full of race car. Wow. 2 cars airborne in that one. And we'll ride on board full speed with the 32. Get an idea of how fast this all happens. Let me tell you something. Is that Stauffer that went for the wild tumble?
Yeah.
That was entertaining, to say the least.
Might have been him that went for tumble?
I know someone else did. I think Stauffer... Yeah, right here. He's going to get tripped.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
Wow. Oh. A lot going on. Things happen so fast. Another contender for the race torn up. Look who we found inside the top 5.
Yeah, he's... You know, you gotta imagine, you know, Luck plays quite a bit into some of these races, just being able to stay out a lot of these incidents. And now 74 up here in the top 5 doesn't need to be in the top 5.
Yeah,
but...
again, he walked into the night only having to avoid catastrophe.
Yeah.
He has done that, and everyone around him in the points has found catastrophe. So this is working out great for the 74.
And looking at the way, we only got 13 cars on lead lap, so minimum he's finishing 13th. Should something go horrifically wrong. But even at that point, there's so many cars out of this race at this point. Yeah,
even if things go horrifically wrong, Henry Bennett's still 29.
Henry Bennett and Ray Kingsbury are way far behind.
And he couldn't even possibly finish behind him. So it's going to be a points game no matter what happens tonight.
Yeah. So he's going to say, I think he kind of knows it after what happened to really Bennett. That pretty much just kind of sealed up everything. This is even more so to that statement.
I can tell you one thing, though. After tonight, there will be... typically, they all kind of congregate in the forums and talk about things post-race. There'll probably be some heated people after this one.
Yeah.
I mean, again, when you race this close at 200 miles an hour plus for 150 laps, you're going to have instances like that. Things happen so fast, and it's not always on purpose. It's not always malicious, but in the heat of the moment, it seems like that. And we've just seen incidents tonight where things just... your brain can't process things that fast. And like I said, you get one chance to make the right move, and if you even make the slightest maneuver towards the wrong move, you're going to find yourself upside down and probably grating yourself against the catch fence. So not a fun day for a bunch of drivers. Trost could have easily won this race, one of the fastest cars here. Ray Kingsbury was fast. Henry Bennett could have won this race. So Tim Doyle had a decent race but ended up crashed out. Merritt, Stauffer, Riley Thompson all showing up towards the end of the race, and they're not going to get to win tonight. Should be 11 laps to go at the restart. There'll be about 4 minutes of racing. You still picking that 42?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think he's sitting in second place here. He's just got to get past Lichtenberg. I don't know if Lichtenberg's got enough. I mean, it seems like those rookie cars do have something. They're just kind of hanging back for majority of this race. So it's going to be a tough battle, but I think it should be doable. That 42 seems to be on another playing field compared to most of these other guys.
So we'll be coming back to the restart, 11 to go. We've had, I think, 6 cautions tonight, 23 caution laps, 30 lead changes. That's on par with some of the bigger speedways. It's been an incredibly competitive race tonight. Unfortunately, for many of the drivers that were competing earlier, they found themselves with calamity, carnage, and crash damage to deal with at the end of this one instead of holding the trophy. There's 2 rounds left in this season, and drivers have been campaigning hard all year long And for some, the championship is so far out of the grasp, they're just trying to get race wins. Lichtenberg trying to rack up a couple more before the season's out. Simpson trying to get his first. Downing trying to get his first. Levick trying to get his first. Blocker trying to just add to the number he's got.
He's trying to get his fourth.
Yeah. So there's all sorts of different agendas, but for most people, that just means go out there and win. 11 laps to the end of this one. MYLAPS Sports timing 2:25. Green flag back in the air, and Lichtenberg fires off and gets a great restart.
The stacking on the start as well. Blocker trying to get going, had to get on the brake before he finally got going underway. There's Danley Ench having a great time in 6th place.
Yeah, he's had a lot of bad luck this season. Has been missing pace other weeks, but here he is inside the top 10, avoiding catastrophe, and here he comes for 5th on the outside of his 7th.
That's maneuver to the outside of the look, but can't get it done. Blocker now can also look out.
Ooh, Blocker committed to the throttle there, didn't he?
I think he's trying to build up runs here to try to get up to Levick. Speaking of runs, here comes Simpson on the outside of Lichtenberg.
3-wide battle for the lead with 10 laps to go. John Downing, Brennan
Blocker,
Lichtenberg.
whoa, Blocker throws it way to the inside of Levick, couldn't get it into it. There's Gog now trying to get back up to the front where he was running earlier.
Lichtenberg trying to hang on. Simpson on the outside, then Downing, Levick, Gok, and more, all in the battle for the lead. 9 laps to go now here at Kansas. Ooh, Levick and Gok almost door each other there.
Downing all over the back of Lichtenberg trying to
Oh, he's going to slide up. He almost got in the side of the 42 there.
Oh, Matt Kingsbury in the wall. He's in contact with Joshua Chin into the wall. He goes caution out yet again.
That's 3 for the 21 tonight.
I don't know. He got into the wall originally. Not sure what caused that, but Chin scar is absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, last round's winner from Sebring. That'll be the end of the night for the 93. What happened to the 21 to get him in this position? Wonder if did he get shoved up the racetrack or did he just understeer into the wall? Because
I don't know. It doesn't look like anyone's anywhere close to him. He might have just got understeer off of the back of Blocker. Yeah, throttle it up. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he kind of turned down into the quarter of the 74.
And
comes off and then just hooks the 93, and that's just unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time for Joshua Chin. And yeah, I gotta look at this again. It looks like he just turned down the racetrack, kind of thinking he might be clear, and he just wasn't. Yeah, he turned left and just missed it, misjudged. And steering's damaged and hooks the 93 around. I mean, your first instinct is to get off the wall, and when he did that, unfortunately, there was a whole row of cars on the white line. So we're going to be restarting with only a couple laps left now.
That's 2 more cars out of this. Imagine Kingsbury's probably going to have to call it a day with the damages.
I can't imagine the administrators will be thrilled with the 21 tonight. I mean, again, you know, the benefit of that once, twice, and third time, yeah, he got in the wall, but, you know, doesn't matter at that point.
He got into the wall because he got into someone else.
Right.
So, he's not making a good case.
We don't like to pick on people, but at the same time, he's got a record tonight, and I think he knows that. We heard that he was upset earlier with the other collisions, but when you look forward to the future, you can't expect people to cut you brakes driving like that tonight. And again, the last one, he had steering damage, yes, but the position that he put himself in, as he did the first 2 times. So hopefully there's a learning experience there for the 21, but I can't imagine we'll be without penalty for that car heading into the final 2 weeks of the season. Lichtenberg, though, another driver, I think he's actually had a couple EOL penalties earlier in the season. He's won a couple races, and here he is after winning the pole with 6 laps to go. We'll be restarting around 4 or 3 to go. He's sitting in the lead, and I like this 10 car. He did a good job in the last restart.
Yeah, he did a really good job in the last restart. Didn't really get to truly see him completely defend off the 42. They were pretty much side by side, both of them. I'm not sure if kind of curious on what the 42's got, if he's got anything.
And John Downing has been super impressive tonight. And where has he been all season? I mean, he's been in the fight kind of around here, but
these 80 guys definitely brought something to the table here. Even David Adams, too, was running really well early on in the race.
I'm liking it. Again, their Speedway package this year has been really good. They had awful luck getting wrecked out of Michigan, but we had the Auto Club, very similar to Michigan, and here in a couple weeks, and they could definitely cap off this season with another race victory for one of their drivers. I think David Adams won way back at Texas. I'm not sure if they've had another driver win since then. But
I don't think so either.
But John Downing could certainly get it done tonight, or if they can't do it tonight, one of those drivers could certainly win at Auto Club Speedway at the season finale. Again, double points round. And again, at this point, if you're not Adam Blocker or Henry Bennett, you don't really care about points. You're just interested in getting the race win, and Downing is going to focus on that for the last couple laps of this race.
I think Auto Clubs will be even more special. That's a triple count event, even double points online.
Dan Edge, 52. This year has not been the greatest of years, but here he is in 7th after starting back in 20th, and he's had a really good night tonight. Just enjoying top 10 run.
His highest finish is 12th this season. Doesn't have a top 10, so this will be the first one for him this season. That'll be a good finish for him. Andreas Ike behind him in 8th.
So, funny story about Andreas Ike. Last time out at Sebring, we hadn't actually talked to Andreas Ike all season long. And at the conclusion of the Sebring race, I asked Riley Thompson if he could figure out how to pronounce Ike's last name. And Ike PM'd Riley back with a Google Translate link. And I clicked on it, and it was with a heavy accent, but it was Ike. And I was like thrilled because I thought we were saying it wrong the whole time, and we didn't ever get a correction, so we just figured we'll just keep saying it until we told otherwise. We were right the whole time. So thank God.
The only way I could see it is Eek.
I think that's how we said it the first couple weeks, and then we changed, and I'm glad we were right, because that would have been super embarrassing to get all the way through the season and not have it right. But like the GSRC guys, they call you.
I don't know what they call me at this point. I know they probably didn't say anything about me last year because I was nowhere near the front because I had internet issues. But yeah.
You get those solved, by the way?
Yeah, I did get
mine's still kind of doing it every once in a while, but I just reset the modem or the.
I don't know. I don't want to touch anything now because I finally got to sort it out. It literally took me. I had to reset my internet like 20 times. I had to just constantly reset it, restart my computer, just keep going. I tried so many different things, looked up so many different forums for an answer.
Which is funny because you're sitting, your desk is 20 feet away from mine, and I was having no issues. So.
Yeah, it made no sense. It was getting me really irritated.
All right, hey, 4-lap shootout to the end. 2 minutes until we crown another winner. Lichtenberg, Simpson, Goat, Downing, Levick, Blocker, Ensch, Ike, Quinn, and Schowen, your top 10. If the caution comes out, the race is over. Lichtenberg fires off. Can he get it done in Kansas?
Very disjointed start for the leaders here. Simpson and Goat have enough run to get back to. Remember, only got 3.5 laps left. If you got a run, you got to use it now.
Simpson's building a run. Goat swings wide into 3 to arc the corner. Simpson with a spectacular run through 3 and 4. He has not won a race this season. Can he get it done with 3 laps to go? Goat all over the rear wing of that 10 car.
Almost made contact with Lichtenberg, and now here comes Simpson still on the outside going to 1 and 2. He's just going to have a nose ahead.
Going to be 2 laps to go. 3 miles the next time they get to that start-finish line. Goat right behind Lichtenberg. Behind him, Downing and Levick.
Downing Levick might have something here that can build up enough of a run. They might be able to shoot by all 3 cars.
Out of turn 4, Simpson loses a little bit of ground to the middle of the corner. He's going to gain it back on exit. Goat and Simpson almost clobber each other on the front straight. Look at the run Downing gets on the front straight.
Oh, he makes a move to the inside, and Goat has to back out of him majorly.
Downing tried to charge into the corner, had to back out. Now Lichtenberg leads the way. That white line's going to be his best friend for the next 2 miles.
Oh,
look at Goat up the middle, 3 wide. He's going to go to the lead in turn 4.
Saw a lane, went through. Here they go, side by side, back
Contact!
to line, contact!
They crash! They take them all out! And it's a carnage
Downing?
at the start-finish line.
It's Downing! Downing's
Downing
going to win.
Leads the way. White flag out. Caution flag is out. John Downing is the one that makes it through.
How about that?
I don't know. We have to get confirmation. He's slowing. They're all torn up. Levick, Lichtenberg, Simpson. Downing is slowed way down.
Oh, I think they're waiting for the pace car. They're waiting for the pace car to come through.
We don't know yet who has officially won this race. We think it's the 40.
Yep. I think it might be him.
He's gotten back in line, coming back to the checkers. John Downing is certainly no Wizard of Oz moment here in Kansas today, but for John Downing, it's going to be just as magical. Through 3 and 4, the checkered flag waves, the caution flag waves, and John Downing gets it done for Sadie Sim Autosport in Kansas.
And how about that? Liam Quinn second. And how about Blocker? Somehow, through everything, have barely seen him in the front all race long up until the end. And he finishes the 3rd.
Oh, crash.
Oh, uh-oh. I don't think some guys are happy.
Oh, man. Well, I can't see how they would be after that. But Downing gets it done. We'll go back and look at the replay here momentarily, but let's first celebrate with the 40.
And here come his teammates.
It's been a rough month in the MYLAPS Indy Elite Series for the Sadie team.
That's a 56.
And now they're going to get to celebrate. And they're going to have another friend join them here.
That's Bradley Walters in the 56.
Okay,
There's David Adams.
Hold on, we're going to do a little paint refresh thing.
I don't know if his paint scheme's loaded in. I hope it is for Adams.
Well, we're going to hopefully get it updated by the time they roll around. Oh, no, it's not. So not my fault.
Well, they could probably take a picture and send it. Yeah.
Wow.
Almost.
For Downing, what a victory. I mean, it's not necessarily how you want to win them with the whole field crash in front of you, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I would not care.
He led.
Win is a win.
He led 1 lap before that crash happened. And he will lead 2 to the end of the race. And he gets it done.
Actually, I think he actually led both the laps after. Because he led the lap.
Right.
He led the white flag and the checker flag lap.
And this is a celebration of speed for the Sadie team. John Downing is going to get to do burnouts at the start-finish line. '17th to first tonight, and burnout time for Downing. Here's a look at your race results. Lichtenberg comes home in 7th. Andreas Eich in 4th. Dan Ensch in 5th. His first top 5 of the season. His first top 10 of the season. But for many others, tonight was not the night they wanted.
Ended in quite a disappointment. Fortunately for them, for a lot of guys that crashed, they didn't finish lower than 10th due to the low amount of cars they had on the lead lap.
All right, so let's go back and take a look at those last moments as they came on through to basically close out. They're coming back to the white flag, and that's where it all went south. We have to figure out exactly how this went wrong here.
I think it was between Gok and Lichtenberg out of turn 4. They make contact side by side, collect Chad Simpson, and through the smoke.
Wow.
Down he goes.
I don't really think that Gok did anything wrong there. I think I would probably put that on Lichtenberg. I don't know, you're going to have to look at this again and you tell me, but I didn't really see anything wrong that the 08 did. I mean, there's kind of 2 cars going for the same real estate. I don't think anybody did anything wrong.
I wouldn't say even Lichtenberg really did anything wrong.
No,
he held Gok up higher. I think Gok expected him to go down, but you don't have to go down.
Yeah, that was 2 guys going for the win that just ran out of space. I don't see anything.
So Lichtenberg, he comes up. He doesn't go lower. I mean, he doesn't go higher. Sorry, he stays kind of in his lane. And Simpson also gets involved as well at the end. Wow. All 30 Spark PR cars are running up there. All got taken out.
That was a nasty wreck at the start-finish line. Another look. And they just get together. I mean, no one's pinching the other, and they get caught up in a collision. Look at Blocker just sneaking his way through. Tony Schauwen in the 31. Is that red car going on by on the right? That's why they don't go to Kansas anymore. All right, here's another look at your race results before we jump back to break, and we'll bring you your drivers that won. John Downing, we're also going to try to see if we can grab Brendan Lichtenberg to talk to him and see what he was thinking in those final moments there. But Dakota DiCienzo never made a start in this race. He ended up not beginning this event. So there's your top 10. We'll be back in just a moment after 121 green flag laps, 8 cautions for 29 laps. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
To get the best result, it's all about ambition, hard work, and doing the right things right. In 1982, 2 Dutch brothers invented an automatic way to time RC races. The system of the company, called AMB-IT, was quickly adopted by pro racing series like NASCAR and IndyCar. Automated timing for mass participation sport events was also invented in the Netherlands by Champion Chip in the early 90s. Giving athletes a personal chip time of their performance. In 2008, the 2 companies joined forces, and MYLAPS Sports Timing was born. We never stop innovating, with state-of-the-art timing systems and digital services to enhance the event experience. With our X2 platform, we bring motorsports timing to a whole new level with two-way communication. Our event app and photo video create the ultimate event experience for athletes and fans with live data and personal content like photos and videos. SpeedHive provides a pro-level racing experience for amateur and club events by analyzing personal data. We capture performances of over 20 million racers and athletes every year and use live data to spark emotions. MYLAPS. Experience progress.
Welcome back live to Sim TV. We're here now with 7th place finisher Brendan Lichtenberg driving the number 10 Broken Arrow car. Brendan, tonight could have won another race this season. Things didn't work out. Coming back to the white flag, colliding with the 08. Walk us through those closing moments, that restart, and that crash.
I don't know. Battling for the win. That stuff's gonna happen. But drove a great race all race. Used my brain. It's really what you needed today, based on what I saw and everything that was going on. But yeah, obviously would have liked the win or just to not have a broken car across the line. But sometimes things are out of your control.
So Kansas a little bit out of your control, but we head to Road America in 2 weeks, and then we finish up at Auto Club. Your chances, your thoughts on those last 2 races of the season?
I love Road America. Let me talk to you about Road America. It's by far my favorite road course track. Went there as a kid. Just a little hometown magic in a way, and really like the track, and looking forward to that. And Fontana, of course, Super Speedway. See what happens. Double points that can help us to the championship. But last 2 races, just got to use my brain and know what the right moves are to do, and so on.
All right, Brendan Lichtenberg, 7th tonight. Not where he probably should have run, but still a top 10 for the 10. Thanks for talking. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Moving on next to Adam Blocker, the points leader. And Adam, tonight, there was really no risk for you. You just kind of had to stay in the back and really avoid trouble. But then the drivers that were chasing you in the championship had horrible days. And I don't know how the mathematics works out, but you're looking pretty good for that championship trophy. How do you approach these next 2 weeks after a top 3 run today?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously I had an EOL today because I had a penalty from accidentally crashing into Henry at Sebring. But really kind of just chilled out for the first part of the race. And then once the track started to cool off, and I was really not comfortable with what my car was doing on the low line. Felt like I was going to spin. And then I don't know, I just never really, and then that meant I couldn't really pass people. So I was kind of at the mercy of wherever, I was in terms of track position, and kind of just got lucky that the whole rest of the race was kind of a mess, and just picked up places on everybody that crashed, and stayed out at the last caution, which ended up being the right call just because of, with track position and everything. But kind of worked out, and with everybody else that was around me having trouble. And the points, I think I pretty much got it no matter what I do realistically. So, but the goal is to just approach the races like I have been and try to finish on the podium. So,
all right, Adam Blocker gets it done. 3rd place tonight, finishes on the podium. Adam, congratulations. We'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, thanks to you guys for calling the race. Thanks to Joe and the admins for doing what they do, and thanks to Powerslide for putting together a good setup and running with me. So, yeah.
All right, thanks, Adam. We'll see you later.
Yes.
Moving on now to Liam Quinn, who finished 2nd tonight. Liam, a wild way to end that race, and we didn't see a whole lot of that purple and white 44 up towards the front for most of the night, but you found your way up there at the end, and catastrophe in front of you. Walk us through that restart and getting through it to finish 2nd.
It's a bit crazy, I think. We just don't hope we don't get caught up in it and finish 2nd, I guess.
We got Road America coming up in 2 weeks, another road course, and then we finish the season at Fontana. Are either of those races ones that you think you can win at, and do you think you have a realistic shot at getting it done?
Fontana's a good shout, I think. Road America, I think the talent on the road courses here is just, I think Henry, Adam, Josh, they're just going to trounce me there, but Fontana definitely have a good.
All right, Liam. Hey, congratulations. A 2nd place run for the 44. We'll see you next time. Good luck.
Thank you.
John Downing, driver of the number 40 Sadie car. John, tonight we were talking in the closing laps of who was going to win this race, and Finn and I both picked that 42 as the one that we thought would get it done. But tonight, all the Sadie bad luck that you guys have carried through the last month, you erased in one fell swoop as the field really wrecked around you. You managed to make your way through and you get it done. How good does that feel to win after such a rough month, and how are you going to celebrate this one?
Oh, yeah, I knew we had a good race car, and we were good in traffic. I don't know if we were ultimately faster than some other guys, but I could follow anybody, and I could run high or low. But yeah, it was great. My teammates were telling me just stay with them because they'll crash out, and they called it rough.
Obviously, it's got to feel super good to get a victory this season. We only have 2 races left, Road America and Fontana. You guys have been so good on the fast speedway stuff. What are the chances you get another victory, or at least your team gets another victory before the season is out?
Yeah, I think we're really good on the ovals, and we're good on having a car that stays underneath us under the whole fuel run. And so I think that's what really made the difference. And I think that's why you've seen our team win a couple of races this year and be competitive. Mostly.
So when you take a look at the last month, all the rough races, I'm thinking about Richmond in particular. Does this give you guys a new sense of confidence for the remainder of the season, or do you still have a lot of work to do you think, those last 2 races?
Well, there's always work to do. A lot of our bad luck has been it's just been bad luck. We get taken out by somebody, or something weird happens to damage a car and things. Few of them were self-inflicted, and so hopefully, if we can just, fortunately today I was able to stay out of trouble, avoided a couple of close ones, and got the win. So we'll keep working at it and see what we can do for the rest of the year.
All right, hey John, congratulations. Enjoy that one. We'll see you at Road America in a couple weeks.
All right, thanks a lot.
Absolutely. John Downing gets it done, Finney, in a wild last lap turn of events at the front straightaway. A little messy tonight at parts, but still really good racing. This track is spectacular with these cars.
Yeah, especially these guys did a really good job. It's the first time the series has come to Kansas, so excellent job done by these guys. I'm sure they had a lot of fun. Well, I'm sure quite a few guys had some fun. I'm sure quite a few other guys are frustrated with the way it went.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we've got a 2-week break in this series before we head to, actually 1-week break before we head back to Road America on December 8th. That'll be the penultimate race of the season. Back to the road courses. Adam Blocker extends his point lead. John Downing wins his first race of the season, the first Sadie Sim Autosport car to win since Texas with David Adams. But that's going to do it for us tonight. We have, of course, 3-wide triple crown action in the K&N Impala at 9:40 p.m. from Texas. So make sure that you join us in about a half hour for that. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks on December 8th in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.